Some people undoubtedly dream of dead relatives and acquaintances. Such dreams are typically frightening and disturbing. We must understand what they mean and how to treat them. From an Islamic perspective, this is simply a fact of life. It is only natural to be afraid of everything connected with death. It is, in fact, quite natural. He naturally believes that if he dreams about someone who is dead, he wants to take them with him, or that it portends his imminent death. However, this is not the case. It does not. In Islam, we know that dreams fall into three categories: those from Allah, those from Shaitan, and those from the subconscious. If you see a dead person in a dream caused by Shaitan, it is meant to frighten and instill terror. Nightmares in which Shaitan wants to cause harm. Ignore them. You should not pay attention to dreams that arise from the subconscious, particularly if a person has been thinking a lot about death recently. A person has been thinking a lot about death, or a particular person who has left this world. This has resulted in the emergence of dreams involving the dead. If you dream of deceased relatives, it indicates their position in the eternal world. If the dream is good and has only positive emotions, and the deceased is in a good position, then it is a sign from Allah. This is proof that his position in the netherworld is truly excellent, and Allah is seeking to please and comfort the living relative of the deceased. If you dream of the deceased needing food or wearing bad clothes, you must seek refuge from Allah. Ask Allah to forgive the deceased's sins and grant him the best in the eternal world. You should also give on his behalf. Give sadaqah and recite dua for him. Do not tell anyone about such a dream. Do not tell anyone about such a dream. He can also give advice and tell them what they should do. Their worldly life is over, and they have moved on to the next stage of existence. They know more. Islamic scholars definitively state that the souls of the dead and the living can meet in dreams. Abdullah ibn Abbas stated that the souls of the living and the souls of the dead meet and communicate with each other in sleep. Then, Allah holds the souls of the dead and returns the souls of the living to their bodies. In Islamic dream books, a dead person in a dream is a good sign. They dream of money. It can also signify the resolution of problems, marriage, etc. Each dream must be considered on a case-by-case basis. For example, if you dream of your dead father or grandfather, it means you need to get rid of difficulties and problems. If you see your deceased loved ones in a dream, it means they are trying to prolong your life. If you dream that a dead person beats you, it means you have committed a sin. If you see a dead person, you will soon become rich. If you see a dead person doing something bad in your dream, it means you should avoid doing the same thing. If you see a single dead person in your dream, it means that you will either get married or that your marriage will end in separation from your relatives or divorce. If you saw a dead person in your dream who did some good deed, you should do something similar. If you see a dead person alive in a dream, it means he is alive and well. It also means he has a very good position in the next world. The Quran states, "They are alive and have their own destiny. Their Lord." Surah 3, Ayat 169. If a dreamer embraces and talks to the deceased, he will receive favor and wealth from a place from which he did not expect. If he kisses an acquaintance of the deceased, he will receive the knowledge or money the deceased left behind. If he sees the deceased having sexual intercourse with someone, he will receive something he has long desired and given up hope of receiving. If you see in a dream that a dead woman came back to life and had sexual intercourse with you, you will have sexual intercourse with her. This will lead to success in all your endeavors. If you see in a dream a dead man in silence, you know that you are favored by that person. If you see something good and pure, you will receive something good in life and happiness on the other side. If it's dirty, he'll do something bad in the future. If you see a dead man rich in a dream, you can be sure that everything will be fine in the other world. If you greet a dead person in a dream, you will receive Allah's favor. If you see a dead man in a dream and he is naked, it means that he was not treated fairly during his lifetime. If the dead man tells the dreamer of his imminent demise, he will die soon. A blackened face in a dream indicates that the deceased died without faith in Allah. The Quran states that those whose faces are so honored will receive this honor. Have you renounced the faith you embraced? Surah 3, Ayat 106 is clear: if you see a dead man in a dream and enter the house and do not come out, you will be on the brink of death. However, you will be saved. You will see yourself in a dream sleeping on the same bed with a deceased person. If you see yourself in a dream sleeping in the same bed with a dead person, it is a sign that you will live a long life. A dream in which a dead man calls to him is a sign of death. It is also a sign of death for the deceased. If you dream that the deceased is performing namaz in the place where he performed it when he was alive, it means that he's not doing well in the afterlife. In the afterlife, it is a bad sign if you see him performing namaz in a place other than where he did it when he was alive. He will receive a great reward in the afterlife. A dream in which the deceased is in a mosque means that he is free from torment. A mosque in a dream means calmness and safety, so this is an indication that the deceased is in a state of peace. If the deceased leads the prayers of the living on the eve in a dream, the life of these people will be shortened. This is because in their prayers, they follow the actions of the deceased. If someone sees in a dream that previously deceased righteous people have come back to life in a certain place, it means that the inhabitants of that place. This will bring joy to the inhabitants of that place. The justice of their ruler and the deeds of their ruler. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the dream of a believer is the 146th part of the prophecy of Qadis transmitted by the Sahih Bukhari.